In this video, I'll be working through the question you see on the screen here from the paper 1 of the ordinary level Leaving Cert 2004. If you're looking for a different question from this paper, there should be a link to the playlist in the description below. Now, I'll be doing this on a whiteboard, hopefully just like you're used to your teacher doing in the classroom. But remember, this isn't the classroom, you're on YouTube, so take advantage of those tools. Pause the video, rewind, fast forward, or slow it down if I'm talking too fast. If you find this video useful or any of my other videos, I would appreciate a like or a subscribe, and what helps out the channel the most is sharing it with someone else who could be doing the Leaving Cert. Question 9 starts us off with a ticket for a concert in Wales costing £59.50p, and they tell us the exchange rate is €1 is equal to 85p or 0.85 pound. So this is a very straightforward question. Hopefully you mostly can do it, but you're probably skipping this part if you can. You're just this number divided by this one, you've got your answer. But let me just show you how to get to that. Really, just like I do percentages, we'll put these two down as the two things we know. One goes to 0.85. That's euro on this side, pounds on this side. Something goes to £59. Like, how much euro is equal to £59? Well, it's if we just change this guy into this number and do everything we do here over here, that's how we find out. And it will just turn out it's this number divided by this. Okay, so change any number from one thing to another. Just go through one. Turn any number into 1 by dividing by itself. So divide this by 0.85, and then to be fair, let's divide this side. 1 divided by 0.85. To get from 1 to here, just multiply by this guy. 1 multiplied by 59.5 gets here. We have to be fair and do it to this side. 59.5 multiplied by that, 1 times that is 59, divided by 0.85. So multiplying this by that gets this. And this is our answer. We put it into a calculator and we get, let's see, 70 euro. And I'll always double check your answer that it makes sense. 70 euro is equal to £60. Yeah, that makes sense. If you ever shop on Amazon, the British Amazon at least, or anything, or if you ever see prices in pounds, you're probably slightly familiar that, ours is a bit more than theirs. And again here, €1 is more than, is the same as 85 cents. So £1, I guess, is more than 1. Anyway, this number makes sense to me. I'd always double check it makes sense. For part 2, Liam, no, this is a different person. Liam is a member of the venue's loyalty club. So he probably signed up to something and he gets a 20% discount on all the tickets. He buys 8 tickets for the concert. How much does he pay in euro? So 8 of these tickets, or you could say 8 of these tickets. If they want euro, let's only work with the euro number. Okay, let's forget the pound number. Let's stick with the euro number. You could use the pound number, but you're going to have to change it back into euro later. So 70 euro is the price of this ticket, except he gets 20% off. So I'll do this slowly every time. 70 euro is 100% of the price of the ticket. You can work out 20%. Again, it's very easy to do if you're good at percentages. You guys use the shortcut. I'm going to do it slowly every time. I'm not going to get 20%. I'm going to get 80. Because 20% off means he's paying 80%. So to get from 100 to 80, go through 1, make it 100 times smaller, make this 100 times smaller. Make it 80 times bigger, make this 80 times bigger. Again, do this in a calculator. 56 euro is 80%. So Liam here is not paying 70 euro, he's paying 56 euro. But he does buy 8 tickets. 56 times 8 is equal to 448. This is all euro. So yeah, that's the answer to part 2. Okay, we're still on Liam here. Liam flies to this concert. The airplane emits 28,000 grams. So this is grams, not kilograms. grams of carbon per kilometre. That's every kilometre only. Okay, total distance is 394 kilometres. So we want the total number. I'm skipping ahead, but we're going to end up multiplying this by this, because that's only every kilometre. Be careful there. And then they also tell us there's 244 people on the flight. Okay, they want us to work out how much total carbon the plane emits per passenger. So let's work out how much the plane emits, and then we divide it by the passengers. And they want the answer, this is the tricky bit actually, they want the answer in kilograms. Now they never gave us kilograms, they gave us grams. So let's change this. Hopefully you know how to change from grams to kilograms. 28,000 grams is the same as 28 kilograms, because that's what kilo means. Kilo means 1,000 in some language, I think Greek or something, I'm not sure. So 28 kilograms every kilometre. So let's multiply these two together. 28 multiplied by 394. This is the total amount of carbon coming out of the plane. This is 11,032 kilograms of carbon for this entire flight. But there are 244 passengers. So let's get this number and divide it by everybody. That way we'll find out how much each individual has. To the nearest one decimal place, 45.2. That's a lot. That's kilos, remember. These are big numbers for a plane. Remember, a kilo is, a litre of milk is about 1 kilo. That's 11,000 litres of milk. Each person, you're responsible for 45 kilograms of that. Now you can replace that. Plant a tree, you will replace this number. Maybe, how long does it take a tree to weigh 45 kilos though? It'll probably take 10 years. So if you take one flight a year, 2 flights every year, flight there, flight back, 4 flights every year maybe, you're going to have to plant a few trees. So hopefully you're offsetting your carbon somewhere. Okay, for part C, we're going to continue with the concert idea. They tell us for the number of people that will attend the concert, they tell us that it can change depending on the price. So that makes sense. If it's really cheap, lots of people will show up. If it costs €1 million a ticket, no one will show up. So they say they can model that using this function for this concert. So the attendance will equal 17,600 minus 160 times the price of the ticket. So if the ticket is 0, 17,600 will show up. If the ticket is $1 million, well, nobody will show up. Well, minus. Oh, they do tell us the X is only going to be between 0 and 110. Oh, that's good. 110 people, I'm guessing 0 will show up. Looks about 110 times 160, probably about around that. It is that. Okay, so on to the first question. The first question asks, find out what is the attendance if the ticket is 20. So that's fairly straightforward to do. A20, that's how we write that. X is 20. A20 is equal to 17,600 minus 160 times 20. Just put it in a calculator. 20 times this is, let's see, that's 3,200. 3,200 take away, that's 14,400. I'll just double check on my notes now. Yeah, 14,400 people would attend, and this is a rough guess. They're modelling it. Model's not exact. It's just the idea they have. If the ticket is €20, 14,400 people will go to this concert. Let's see. Then they ask, and this is very common. They often give you a number to put in. Then next, they tell you, oh, we know 12,800. We know, let's write it over here. 12,800 people show up. How much was the ticket? So they're telling you this here. They're telling you the attendance, 12,800. So you can still use this equation. 12,800 is still going to equal 17,600 minus 160 times the price of the ticket. So this equation still works. So when they ask you, how much was the ticket? They're just asking you to find x. They're just asking you to do some maths. You could just try numbers, by the way. Just throw in 21, 22, 23. You will actually get to the answer in this time. But what if the price had been, I don't know, €27 and 34 cents? It'd be a little harder to get. Let's just learn to do the maths. Solve for x. Let's just get everybody over the other side. You could make the x positive first. A lot of people, let's do that this time. A lot of people like to do that. The x is a negative, so let's move the x over the other side. We get 120x plus, this guy always had a plus, just an invisible plus. 12,800 equals 17,600. Let's leave the x alone and move everybody else to the other side. Let's move that this side. 160x is equal to 17,600 minus 12,800. And let's get rid of this 160. It's multiplying the x, so it will divide the other side. 17,600 minus 12,800 divided by 160. At this point, put in your calculator. Double check, do it twice, do it 3 times, do it slowly. Double check your answer and you'll get 30. At least, yeah, that's what I got. So, if the ticket was €30, I'm not sure if they say euro or pounds. Euros, yeah. If the ticket was €30, they expect 12,800 people to show up. Okay, for part D, we'll continue with the concerts, but this is a new concert and it's a new model. They tell us that 15,000x minus 150x squares will be how much ticket sales. That's how much money they'll make at this concert. And x is the price of the ticket. So they tell us then for this concert, they did actually make 360,000. And use this information to, they want you to use this information to show that x squared minus 100x plus 100x plus 2,400 equals 0. So that seems strange. How do you do that? Well, they tell us how much ticket sales there were. They tell us this is the ticket sales. So we now know this equals this guy up here. A lot of zeros in this one. Now, when you see this, you should be thinking quadratic equation. And if we clean this up, move it around, divide everything in to its lowest common, divide by its highest common denominator, the hint here is we'll get this. And they're giving us this so we can do the next part in case you're not able to do that. But let's pretend they don't have this. Let's just work with this. We have a quadratic equation. Let's just solve it. Well, I'll pause because solving it is actually part 2. So quadratic equation. Let's just get everybody, let's get the x squared as positive and get everyone on the same side. So we'll move this over the left. That'll become 150 x squares. This guy, we want to move that over the left because we want everyone on the same side. That'll become minus 15,000 x. And this guy's already on the correct side, so that'll be plus 360,000 equals, what's left on the right side? Nothing, 0. So we have a quadratic equation, but some things go into both of these. Like we could divide everything by 10. We could divide everything by, it turns out, 15. Or what I would just try first is, I would try to divide everything by 150. They're giving us a hint here that it will work. Because we know it goes down to x squared. So let's divide everything by 150, see if it works. If it doesn't, start again, divide everything by 10. Then try something else, divide everything by 3. And so on. But let's swing for the fences here. Let's hope 150 works. And it does. This divided by 150 is 1. This divided by 150, that's easy to see. That's the same as this number, 100. This, you need a calculator for that, but 150 does go into that, and it does go in 2,400 times. That's what they want for part 1. For part 2, they want us to solve this. Now really what they're asking to is solve this one. But that's the same as solving this one here. So we're just solving a quadratic equation. There's 3 ways to solve a quadratic equation. One you should ignore. So there's probably more than 3 actually, sorry. There's completing the square, bit complicated, forget that one. The 2 ones you should use is factorizing. This is the shortest one, the quickest one, but some students are just bad at it, and that's okay. The other one you should use is the minus b formula. Minus b plus or minus square root b squared minus 4ac over 2a. A is 1, b is minus 100, c is 2400. Put it in and you will get 2 answers. One answer when you use a plus and another answer when you use a minus, and that's it, you're done. So if you're not able to do this, just go ahead and use this way. I'll do it this way though. Factorizing. 2 things to multiply to get x squared. Well, that's easy. That's going to be x and x. So we're looking for 2 numbers to multiply to get this and add or take away to get this. That's difficult. It's a big number. So simplify a bit. Think of 24. Is there anything, and think of 10. Take 2 zeros away from this because it's multiplying. 1 0 away from this. I'm not guaranteed that works every time. Just that's what I did here. I thought to myself, what multiplies to get 24? And I thought 8 and 3. 8 and 3 doesn't seem to get 10 or something that looks like 10 or looks like 100. And then I thought 6 and 4. 6 and 4. And 6 and 4 adds to get 10. 10 looks like 100. So I thought I was on a good track here. How about 60 and 40? Double check with calculators. 40 times 60 does get this. 40 and 60 adds to get 100. So I think I'm on the right track here. I don't want 100 though, I want minus 100. So I would need minus 40, minus 60. That'll get to minus 100. And then we double check one last time. Minus multiplied by minus makes a plus. 40 times 60 makes this. This works. And that means x minus 40 equals 0. So what number could go here when you take 40 away, you get 0? Has to be 40. X has to equal 40. Or to say that another way, x minus 60 equals 0. Take this, add 60 to both sides, x equals 60. There are your 2 answers. X is 40 and x is 60. That's really interesting as well if you think about it. Remember, all of this was to get ticket sales. 360,000 in ticket sales. And it turns out if the price of the ticket was 40 or 60, they'd make the same money. Now there's probably a better ticket price, maybe 50 would have made them even more. Also you can think about if this was a venue or something, sure they make the same number either way, but maybe they get more people if they do this, and then maybe more people will spend more money on merchandise and food and drink and stuff like that. So the venue might do 40 instead of 60, even though they get the same, they expect the same amount either way. Anyway, that's all of part of question 8. If you have any follow-up questions, if I made any mistakes, put some questions in the comments below. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.